Today, our meditation for Vipassana is going to be about deep awareness and letting go. And I know right now, um, many of us may be experiencing fear, anger, or uncertainty. And this morning, I had tears about this myself, and I had to reground myself. And I know that the mind could be racing, emotions are overwhelming. And it's really easy to feel caught in the storm of our thoughts. But as we know, Vipassana teaches us that thoughts and emotions are not permanent. They arise, they pass, uh, just like clouds in the sky. We always use that imagery, uh, in our practice. And so let's look at some things that we can do as we continue to practice this even in our everyday life. So, first, let's look at the nature of thoughts. So, when we don't examine our thoughts, we tend to believe them without question. So, let's see, a thought arises, and it may be, this is terrible, everything is falling apart. And without awareness, we attach to it and then we spiral into fear. But with Vipassana, we observe instead of react. So when we watch a thought come and go, we realize that we are not our thoughts, we are the observer. So when we talk about letting go is not about pushing emotions away, it's about allowing them to be without clinging or resisting. So, for instance, if anger arises, observe it like a wave in the ocean. So watch it rise, watch it peak, and then eventually fade, just like a wave in the ocean. And if fear appears, notice how it feels in the body. Well, that's what I was doing in my practice today. The tightness, the tension, maybe a racing heart. And here, what we do is we simply witness it. So the practice is not about stopping thoughts, stopping emotions, but rather changing our relationship to them. And so when we look at the power of awareness, Vipassana reminds us that the more we observe our thoughts, the less that they control us. So when we become aware, we create space. And when we create space, we find freedom. And when we find freedom, we respond with clarity instead of reacting from fear. And yes, the world right now may feel chaotic, but your mind doesn't have to be. So let today's practice be an anchor in that truth today. So, with that all said, let's go ahead and get into our comfortable position and we'll get started in our meditation practice for today. As I said today, we acknowledge the emotional weight many of us may be carrying, whether it's fear, anger, uncertainty, or grief. And Vipassana or insight meditation offers a way to observe emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. And instead of resisting or suppressing our thoughts, we will witness them with awareness, allowing them to arise and pass like clouds in the sky. So I invite you, as you're settling in, to take a moment to set an intention for this practice. And what would it feel like to hold space for your emotions without being consumed by them? So, as you're closing your eyes or softening your gaze, settling in, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and a slow, steady exhale through the mouth. Let's do two more breaths like that. Turning your breath to its natural rhythm. So, before turning toward the mind, let's anchor into the body. So, bring your attention to the feeling of sitting. the weight of your body on the cushion or chair. Notice the sensation of your hands resting gently on your lap. And feel your feet touching the ground, rooted and steady. And turning your awareness to the breath now, inhaling deeply, feeling the breath enter your body, and exhaling slowly, releasing tension, settling in. No need to force the breath in any way, simply observe it. And let the breath be your anchor as we move into deep awareness. So let's spend a little more time with the breath. Deepening the focus of the breath. So remember, the breath is our anchor as we continue with our practice. So we're going to bring attention to the mind itself, and thoughts may already be arising, and that's okay. So instead of engaging with them, watch them as if you were an observer. Each thought is like a wave in the ocean, rising and dissolving on its own. And some thoughts may feel intense, sticky, persistent. Just notice them, but don't hold on to them. Come back to your anchor of the breath. So, right now, working with the thoughts that are arising. And if emotions arise, whether it's fear, anger, sadness, observe them with curiosity. And what does this emotion feel like in the body? Where do you notice tension or energy shifting? Is it moving or is it staying still? And with thoughts, imagine each thought or even feeling as a leaf floating down a river, placing it on there, watching it drift, but do not chase it. So here, our job is to simply observe, to witness, and to let go. And doing your best while you're doing this, and always coming back to the breath. If your mind has wandered away, bring your mind back to the focus of the breath. Now, as we continue, notice how thoughts and emotions shift. Even strong emotions can come and go. The mind may feel stormy, but no storm lasts forever. And remember, with each breath, you are watching rather than reacting. watching the thoughts, watching the emotions. And just consider this. If a thought arises, but you don't react to it, does it have power over you? So notice this space between awareness and reaction and breathe into this space. Simply observe and let go of the need to analyze or fix. Coming back to the breath, back to the breath. So let's continue. Coming back to the anchor of the breath. Gently bring your awareness back to your body. Feel your seat beneath you. Feel the air around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs, and a slow, slow exhale out, releasing any residual tension. And as you return to your day, carry this awareness with you. And some things I'd like you to reflect on. Whenever distressing emotions arise, remember, observe, don't attach, breathe, don't resist, and let go and don't force. You are not the storm, you are the sky. So when thoughts arise, they will, thoughts will arise, but you don't have to be carried away by them. You are the observer, you are the awareness, you are steady. So if you haven't opened your eyes yet, you can certainly do so. Coming back to the room, coming back to our space together. And thank you, friends, for being here today and practicing with me. It's important that we continue this practice so we don't get swept away, so that we can remain centered and strong as we continue to navigate what's happening in our lives. So thanks again.